Probation System, the daily life of prisoners with Blackened Paranoia attacks. Chapter 1, Unexpected Bookwearing and the arrival of the probation system. Lin Qingxian, a standard dead house, was suddenly wrapped in a light when he stayed up late playing games one night and traveled to a bloody novel he had recently chased. What's even more exaggerated is that he is bound to the probation system, and the target is the male protagonist in the book, Su Shenglan. Su Shenglan is an extremely blackened, paranoid character with a 5-star danger index. In the original work, he lost control of his emotions after turning black, and was crazy about love but was possessive, and finally ended in tragedy. Lin Qingxian's task is very clear, to influence this blackened paranoid attack and let the two achieve happy ending. Chapter 2, Blackening Paranoia attacks Su Shenglan. Su Shenglan is the young master of the Su family, who has been heavily pressured by the family since he was a child, has a gloomy personality, and hides a deep fear and distrust of betrayal. His blackening stemmed from a family conspiracy, deeply involved in hatred and loneliness, ruthless to the outside world, and extremely controlling of his feelings. He is used to hiding his loved ones and never allowing anyone to approach, even his friends. Chapter 3, The Daily Life of the Dead House. Lin Qingxian happened to be a dead house who was not good at socializing and stayed at home, which became the key to probation. He didn't care about Su Shenglan's desire for control, nor did he want to compete for favor, but used his house life to make Su Shenglan slowly let down his guard. The two began to share time with games, comics, and staying at home, gradually moving from hostility to understanding. Chapter 4, The Sweet Trap of Jealousy and Possession. Su Shenglan's blackening mood occasionally broke out, and his possessiveness and jealousy towards Lin Qingxian soared. He would deliberately hide Lin Qingxian by his side to prevent him from contacting the outside world. Lin Qingxian didn't take it seriously on the surface, but in fact he secretly enjoyed it, and the two of them were bizarre and full of pink bubbles every day. Chapter 5, The Turning Point of Influence. Lin Qingxian discovered that behind Su Shenglan's blackening, there was actually a forgotten painful childhood and deep loneliness. He used sincerity and companionship to gradually pry open Su Shenglan's defenses, allowing him to learn to trust and share. This process is both tortuous and warm, and the relationship between the two gradually becomes real and deep. Chapter 6, The Conspiracy is revived, and the crisis is lurking. Just as the influence reached its climax, Su Shenglan's former enemies united in an attempt to pull him into the darkness again. Lin Qingxian faces an unprecedented challenge, not only to protect himself, but also to protect this relationship. The two work together to fight the enemy in the storm, and the line between blackening and probation gradually blurs. Chapter 7, The Final Test of Blackening and Probation. Su Shenglan turned black again under extreme emotions and almost lost control. Lin Qingxian used the power of the probation system and his sincere persistence to finally bring back Su Shenglan in despair. After the two experienced soul baptism, they ushered in the moment when they broke out of the cocoon and became butterflies. Chapter 8, The Sweet Daily Life of the He Ending. Su Shenglan and Lin Qingxian finally got rid of the blackened shadow, and the two lived a happy, ordinary, and interesting life. Playing games at home, reading comics, and acting coquettishly to each other, occasionally Su Shenglan's little jealousy is still the seasoning of life. They used influence and love to rewrite the original bloody tragedy and usher in their own happy ending. Chapter 9, The Storm at Home. Lin Qingxian thought that the road of reforming Su Shenglan would be as calm and stable as his own house, but he didn't expect that even the house would bring a storm in the world of black attack. That night, Su Shenglan suddenly slammed the door shut, so angry that he wanted to overturn the table. "Did you chat with the female player of the virtual guild again last night?" he asked coldly. Lin Qingxian rubbed his eyes and said lazily, "That's nothing, it's just a teammate in the game." Su Shenglin's dark eyes flashed with bottomless anger. "Clearly I don't allow you to have any intersections with other people." Lin Qingxian silently thought in his heart, such a strong jealousy attack is really not a fuel-efficient lamp. As a result, Su Shenglan held him tightly in his arms all night, like a treasure, not allowing him to leave half a step. Chapter 10, The Mysterious Escalation of the Probation System. At this moment, the probation system suddenly flashed abnormally, and a task popped up: help Su Shenglan release the sealed childhood shadow and complete the deep psychic transformation. Lin Qingxian touched his head, feeling that this task was extremely difficult. But he also knew that only by untying the shackles in Su Shenglin's heart could the two of them usher in true happiness. So, Lin Qingxian began to dig into Su Shenglin's past, trying to use his sincerity to touch the heart that had been frozen for a long time. Chapter 11, Projection of Dark Childhood. Su Shenglan didn't want to talk more about his childhood, but Lin Qingxian accidentally found a dusty diary that recorded Su Shenglin's sad journey of being snubbed and betrayed by his family. All this created the root cause of his paranoia and blackening. Lin Qingxian decided to take him out of the shadows, starting with that diary, and helping him rebuild his trust in the world bit by bit. Chapter 12, Dancing with the Darkness. During the reform process, Su Shenglan sometimes turned black and furious, and sometimes he was as weak as a child. The relationship between the two heats up in repeated twists and turns, and love and hate are intertwined into a wonderful psychological game. Lin Qingxian learned to protect Su Shenglan with patience and tolerance, and Su Shenglan began to truly understand the meaning of trust. Chapter 13, Betrayal and Protection of the Night. Just as the two were getting better, Su Shenglin's former most trusted subordinate suddenly rebelled and kidnapped Lin Qingxian in an attempt to destroy Su Shenglin's defenses. Su Shenglan desperately took action to save Lin Qingxian himself, and this life and death rescue made the bond between the two stronger. Chapter 14, The Ultimate Test of the System. The final test of the probation system is coming. Su Shenglan must take the initiative to let go of his desire for control and accept Lin Qingxuan's freedom and independence. This was the most difficult challenge for Su Shenglan, but he finally understood that true love is not bondage, but respect. Lin Qingxian also learned how to maintain himself in love, and the two met the ending conditions set by the probation system. Chapter 15, Happy Daily Life and Future. The story returns to peace, and the two enjoy an ordinary but warm time at home together. Su Shenglan no longer forced Lin Qingxian to cut off social interactions, and occasionally played games and watched anime with him. Lin Qingxian thought to himself, it turns out that blackening paranoia can also be influenced into the most gentle partner. Chapter 16, The Truth is Revealed, The Trial of Love. Su Shenglin's dark secrets in the past were finally fully exposed. It turned out that his blackening not only came from family betrayal, but also hid a painful memory of a persecuted childhood, which was the root of his loss of self. Lin Qingxian stood in front of Su Shenglan, his eyes firm. No matter how dark it was in the past, I will accompany you out of this haze. Su Shenglin's eyes flashed with a hint of incredible tenderness. At this moment, the task of the probation system was not just to change him, but to save each other. Chapter 17, The Interweaving of Love and Freedom. Su Shenglan learned to let go of his desire for control and began to try to respect Lin Qingxuan's choice and space. Lin Qingxian also gradually stepped out of the comfort zone of the dead house and integrated into Su Shenglin's life. The first time the two went out on a date was at a cafe hidden in an alley. Su Shenglan smiled brightly, while Lin Qingxian silently recorded this happy moment in his heart. This influence is no longer a cold system command, but a spiritual resonance full of true feelings. underscore 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 un. Chapter 18, The Transformation of the Former Enemy. When Su Shenglan was no longer swallowed up by darkness, his former enemies also felt the power of change. The most fierce opponent unexpectedly became a witness to the relationship between the two, and even extended a helping hand to resolve the long-standing grievances. A former battle quietly ended under the power of love, paving a broader future for the two. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 19, The Last Gift of the System. The probation system gives a final reminder: complete the task and you will gain the right to freely choose the future. Lin Qingxian and Su Shenglan looked at each other and smiled, deciding that they were no longer limited by the system, but chose to write the future together with their own will. The light of the system gradually dissipated, but the world of the two became clearer and more beautiful. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 20, The Perfect Ending, The Freedom of Prisoner Love. With the joint efforts of Lin Qingxian and Su Shenglan, they stepped out of the shadow of blackening and ushered in their happy daily life. They are still sometimes jealous and sometimes coquettish, but that is a sign of love, no longer control and restraint. The two joined hands at home and faced the outside world hand in hand, writing their own legend of prisoner love. Underscore 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 un. Postscript. Love is not a shackle, but freedom. Even the most paranoid heart can be understood and tolerated. The story of Lin Qingxian and Su Shenglan is a journey of growth, trust, and change. May every soul surrounded by darkness meet the light that is willing to protect and influence him.